All right, welcome back to the LCS recap week number 2. So last week we had 4 games. It was Lion versus C9, Dig versus Sentinels, DSG versus FlyQuest, and Team Liquid versus Shopify. Those were our 4 matches this weekend. Going in order, Lion versus C9 was a banger for game number 1, not so close in game number 2, and C9 ended up taking that series 2-0. Lion definitely looking like they're not a number 1 team. They could still be a top team, but they'll really have to prove themselves this upcoming week. Dignitas versus Sentinels was kind of a shit show for both sides. It was really hard to find some consistent high quality gameplay there, but congrats to Sentinels. They did take the series 2-0. We had then had Disguised versus FlyQuest, which was probably the best series all weekend. It went 2-1 for FlyQuest. They took the victory here, but it was definitely a banger series to watch, so highly recommend you go check that out if you haven't. Team Liquid versus Shopify was very sad if you're a Shopify fan, very happy if you're a Team Liquid fan. Team Liquid looked back on form. They looked like what people were saying they looked like in scrims, like they were playing in scrims. And Shopify kind of shat the bed. They didn't really do much that was notable, and Team Liquid took the series 2-0. So, looking at this next upcoming week, this Saturday and Sunday, we have Team Liquid versus Sentinels, we have Disguised versus Lion, we have Dignitas versus Shopify, and we have C9 versus Fly. Those are our 4 main matchups. However, you might notice if you go to the LOL esports page, there's an extra game on the schedule, which is a tiebreaker. So essentially, the loser of Dig and SR gets immediately eliminated, but then whoever ends up 7th place gets to have a tiebreaker match with a 6th place team to see who's eliminated as well. So just a little extra game this week, which is going to be really fun on Sunday. But the storylines of each of these games, we have Impact on Sentinels playing against his old team for Team Liquid. We have Kryra coming in for Disguised versus Lion, and Lion has to kind of stay consistent, which will be very interesting. We then have our race to the bottom, which is Dignitas versus SR, and we also have our battle for number 1, which is C9 versus Fly. Those should be very, very fun. And as for our tiebreaker, we have who barely misses playoffs, like who is this close to getting in that top 6 and doesn't. And that'll also be a fun game to watch. So thanks for tuning in.